That's broken. No other shotgun does that.
Oh Lord, please make me be filthy rich.
Hey guys, I got 2 giveaways going on. One's going to be here on YouTube, and the other's on Twitch. The one on YouTube is going to be the French fry giveaway. You're going to be commenting French fry in each one of the videos in the French fry giveaway playlist. You're also going to have to subscribe to the channel to be eligible and like each video. So you can enter once per video, and each one's going to be an extra entry into the contest. So the more the more videos that you comment on, the better chances. The second one's going to be on Twitch, and on there it's for watching the channel. You gain points through stream elements, and you're going to basically be able to earn raffle tickets. So by following me on Twitch, you gain a bunch of points. By subscribing, you get a bunch of points, and just by watching for the hours that I'm on, you don't even have to have it technically be watching. You just put it on the background tab and be earning points for free. So go ahead and do that. So follow me on Twitch, follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube, and I'll see you later. Hey guys, this video is going to be mostly about controller settings, how to do how the boosts work, how look dampening works, and most of all the difference between exponential and linear. There's also going to be a clip at the end of an exploit you could use with the charged shotgun that not many people are talking about, but stay to the end to check that out, and here's the video. Alright, so first I'm going to show you in my creative map with the code on top. I'll put it on the top of the screen. So you go to this little thing right here, pop in, you have all these. There's another video about how to do all this, but you have to be in the play version. So right off the bat I got this, so I'm not even going to look at any more chests. Wow, that was lucky. So there's another little trick I learned. A lot of people are having issues with their frames dropping a lot. I've seen Cypher complaining about it, Rody Bros complaining about it. It's just like an issue that started at the beginning of this season, but the frames just dip down to like pretty low, and I have a pretty good computer. It shouldn't be dipping. This creative map always does this for whatever reason. It didn't do it for a while, and at the start of season 2 it started doing it. But basically, for in-game, I turned off my record replays, and I have much more consistent frames now. So try that out if you're having problems, especially on console. I think that it would make a big difference, but it does on a high-end PC with like high-end graphics cards and all that. So that was one of your problems. Give it a try and let me know if it works. But on to linear versus exponential. So that's what we'll start with, and we'll move on to the other boosts. So linear and exponential, we'll read their descriptions first. So I have on exponential right now. It's the difference defines how input from a controller's look stick is processed. Linear uses the raw stick input. Exponential causes similar stick movement to have less of an effect, allowing for more precision. Now, I don't totally agree with how they describe that. I mean, it kind of is, but realistically, your controller has each stick has 2 potentiometers, telling the computer how much you're moving a stick in any direction. So if you move to the top right, you kind of do like a turn on an angle. If you go directly up, it's moving the one potentiometer up directly while the other one stays pretty much still. But when you move to the right, it moves the opposite one. So when you move both of them, you get that right angle. So there is no real raw input from a controller, because it's just kind of like made up numbers. There's no real it's just not how it works. Like, it's like a volume knob. There's no set volume. You're not taking the raw volume input from a knob when you turn it. It's just telling how much of the electricity could go through it. So when you look at a linear versus exponential, there's a number scale. So I'll put up some charts, one showing a linear and one showing exponential. And basically when you have a linear, you have a 1-to-1 correlation. That's why they're calling it raw input. Basically you move it 20%, you're going to have 20% of your speed activated. But with exponential, it's a little different. It's if you move it 20%, you might only have 5% of your total sensitivity activated. So let's just say we're at 50 sensitivity. I'm going to bring up a calculator to show you this. But with exponential, a little different. So let's start at 1, and it's going to have an exponential curve of 1.15, what we'll say. So at 5%, it takes about 20 intervals to get to 100 in this. So we start at 1.15% of your sticks activated at the 1% mark, or actually at the 5% mark. Then at 10%, it's going to be at 1.3225 instead of with linear at this point, you'd be at about 10% of your sensitivity. So now this is the third interval. So this is at 15%. You would have it at 15% with linear, but 1.5 with exponential. And if you keep watching, exponential grows very slowly, and then all of a sudden it starts to ramp up. So we got 4, it goes from 2, multiple 2s, multiple 3s, multiple 4s. Now we're going up individuals. 7, 8, 9, 10, and then look, we jumped 12. So this is how exponential curves work. You just keep going, and it gets heavier and heavier each time, like bigger number. So now we have a 4 difference, 5 difference. Now there's a 7 difference. And then right there we hit 100. So now you'd be at 100 sensitivity. So each one, it took about 20 multiples. So each one's a 5% move of the stick. That's why it feels a little less consistent than linear, because a 5% at the beginning is going to be like very small increments, but a 5% at the end, you get these big jumps. So it's closer to linear at this point once you get to the end of the stick movement. So if you have it fully activated, you're going to get 100%. So linear and exponential both are going to have the same sensitivity at 100% if you have it set to 40 or 50. So but like at the 50% mark, so we'll go down 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So at the 50% mark, if you move the stick halfway, on linear, you're going to get 50% of your total sensitivity. But with exponential, you're only going to get 28%. So that's the big difference. There's no delays with exponential. It's like you move it, it feels a little delayed, but it's the same exact speed. So we're going to try to do a speed test to show you. I'll try to put the two next to each other. There's going to be a slight delay at first on exponential, just because the process of moving the stick from here to here, you have to go through that whole sensitivity curve to get to it. So it'll just take like a split second longer to get to full speed. But I think we're on exponential right now. Put those two next to each other so you can kind of see an idea of how it works. But while it was going full speed, it was pretty good. Now it's very flicky compared to what Expo was before. You're able to move the same, but like those little turns, like when you're doing a 90, or, well, when you don't scrub your 90s, I'm trying to do it slowly to kind of show you. You're only moving the stick very little micro adjustments, so doing 90s feels pretty good versus when you're on Expo, it just feels like a little like sluggish almost, and you might get little jumps in how fast it's moving just because of the way it is. So now I have to really push the stick a little harder to get it to go, but it's really not much different. So yeah, it's the same thing. But now let's move on to boosts, because this is where people get confused. A lot of people will think that exponential naturally has a look dampening time, but what a look dampening time really, I'm actually turning linear for this because it'll be a little easier. does is actually put to 1 second. So I'm gonna try to, it kind of makes linear inked like exponential a little more, because you could do like little movements like that, but it takes a while for you to speed up. So this actually takes a second to move. It's kind of hard now. So you move, it doesn't get to full speed right away. It takes a while. It's only a second, so it's not really that bad, but you can feel it like when you're trying to track somebody, like that first little bit is a little weird. It's even weirder on exponential. And it's really not, I would say it's actually not needed, because now I'm gonna stick, I gotta move it pixel by pixel. Look dampening about, then I can still move it pretty much full speed. So let me turn look dampening off. So I would recommend for most people not to use it unless you're getting used to a different input curve. It doesn't really do much. It just kind of makes you a little less accurate, especially since it only activates when you first move the stick. It's not like you're gonna be able to track somebody and it's not gonna help. It's like not gonna help you. But now to look at boosts. Go back to linear, because that's what I try these with. So I don't even want a ramp time, I don't think, on that boot. So these are my settings. You can try them out if you like and want, but it's up to you. I like a little extra boost on this just because I think for most of my movements fine at 43, but I really like a little extra. Actually, I'm gonna move it up a little bit for the flickiness of it. So I like to, like when I do like somebody's behind you to turn around fast, I feel like controller's a little slow. That's my opinion. So basically, you're gonna have a 43% boost up until the point where you actually max out your stick. So, but once you hit this end, the boosts are basically gonna multiply times whatever you have. So 1643 times 1.16 equals. So your new speed is 49.88. So that's how that works. The boosts are basically a multiplication of an increase a percentage by whatever you have. So just because you like a 20% boost on one speed doesn't mean you like that on another one. You might like 5%. So really, like, I'm like, because of that, my turns now a 50% increase. And the same thing, let me max it out and show you. Now, see, I can still turn pretty easily, but now if I max it, it's literally like I'm building. Now my building speed's multiplied even times that, so. But like up until I hit that edge, like I'm still going pretty slow, and then all of a sudden it activates fully. Now, what the ramp time does, it makes, when you hit that stick all the way to the right or left, it's now going to take some time to get to full speed. So it takes 1 full second to get to that extra 100% boost. So I'm going normal speed, hit the end, and like you can see it slowly speed up for that 1 second. Like it kind of like hits like a boost almost. You can really see it like on the ground here. It goes from seeing like a little bit of it to like complete blur. So that's what your ramp time does. And that's gonna make it what people kind of get confused with linear. They think there's like a ramp time, but there's not really any ramp time on it, just because it's just not how it works. And the reason why I don't like saying that it has the raw input of the stick, even though the Epic describes it as that, there is no such thing as a raw input of the stick. It's literally measures the amount of electricity going through the stick. So it's really like whatever they program their sensitivities to be, that's what the raw is. Instant boost when building, this is if you want your boosters to be automatically on the building mode, because I'm just going to get 2.4%. that's or 2.4 times the 50 basically when maxed. So it's like 100 and something. I don't really think about it too much. All right, so now here's my interesting section here. It's a little different than what most people do. I do a low ADS, especially with the aim assist nerf. I think I put it down from 8 to 6, but I have a 26% boost here, and this is why. Actually, I want to save. It's for sniping, because it gives me, when you have the boost off, like moving a sniper is really slow. Like that's all you could do. When you have a boost on, like I can move it around pretty quickly. And I have that ramp time that high because it gives you time to get used to it. I probably could actually put it up a little higher if I wanted. But you can see, like, I could get there kind of quick now. But you have to, I probably even do a little higher. I was getting used to this setting, but where is it? So the 8.8 seconds, it's going to take a while to get to that full speed, but it's kind of, it gives you a lot more freedom with it. So that's why. So right now it's 40. Now I could get even faster, but you don't get a lot of slowdown on it anymore. Which, it's weird because like you get used to it and then you get used to not having it. So it's just after you practice with it a while, you'll get used to it. Dead zones that are going to be personal preference. They basically tell you the small circle here. When you move your stick outside of this ring, that's when you're gonna go from here's 0% and then here's 100% of your look stick. So once you get to here, that's when you're gonna hit boosts and all that stuff. Edit hold time, turn it off, build immediately on. You don't even need to do anything with this if you have build immediately on. I like vibration off, and that's about it. So now, as I said in the beginning of the video, we're going to go over an exploit with the charge shotgun. So, look at this little dude over here, hanging out. Build a wall, and now the right side peak is probably the most broken thing you can do in the game right now with the charge shotgun, and it doesn't work with any other shotguns, but we'll give it a little testy. So, my elbow's exposed, but that's literally it. You charge it, 209, no damage to the wall. That guy's just like looking at you now like, what'd you just do, man? What did you just do? You can get it pixel perfect, 209. That's how close you can do it. Now, if you have it like this and don't aim down sight, still works. But like once you get like the reticle on the wood, then you still kind of hit the wood. But look, even here, as long as that little center dot is like on the side of the wood, pretty much gonna get a full hit. And another hint with this, double tap. It feels a lot more like the pump, but just for comparison's sake, it doesn't work. Ah, he's angry. But so it'll work from here too. It'll work, jeez man, it doesn't work from this edit for whatever reason. Not really. So they fixed that one, but like, whoa. And there it works. So any like kind of sidewall, so you make the door. For the door, it doesn't work as well for some reason, but it does. You can get it to go. Stop it. So like this, it will work, I think. I forget if this one worked. Oh. Yeah, it works from an open door like that. So do it with that what you will. It'll probably get fixed eventually, but nobody seems to notice that. Another thing I heard somebody talk about too is the range recently. So I wanted to show the difference between the range of the combat and this one. So we're about 5 tiles away, and that hits 36. Charge shotgun, 18. So this doesn't have a better range. But like right here, I think it does. 77 versus 60, but once you get like 5 tiles out, it dips. And also, this one stops working around here. But this one still does. And you can even go further back. You can go all the way back, I think. So the range, being better on the charge is mostly myth unless you're 3 tiles away. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions and have any topics you want me to discuss, please let me know in the comments below. I'll be doing more stuff like this. I like testing out different things and trying to find like exploits and stuff or bugs and whatever. So let me know if there's anything going on. Oh, also I put all these peppers around here so you can practice building if you like the map. So that's a new thing that we have to worry about. And there's like the edit all the courses here. But all right, so like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you guys next time.
Late model cars and paper plates. Hate to say, but I'm too old.